Hello guys, we have another test today, and I think it's one that you guys have all been waiting for, and I think it's going to be an interesting one. We have Kaspersky versus Bitdefender. So we will be testing Kaspersky Plus, or it's the total security versus internet security. I'm using Bitdefender internet security because I've got a license for it, and the only difference is VPN and things like that, which we're not going to test. So the protection for internet security is exactly the same as for the total security, as it does have the firewall. Okay, now we'll have a look at the settings for Kaspersky. Okay, security settings. File AV is select automatically. Scan all files. Method is deep, and then pretty much everything is enabled with smart mode. Okay, safe browsing is also extreme. Deep scanning, use heuristics, and etc. Okay, AMC, everything is selected. Network attack blocker is enabled. Firewall is enabled. System watcher is set to do things automatically. Intrusion prevention is selected. And the KSN is also enabled. Okay, so Bitdefender under AV module, we have one exclusion. That is our script. The same exclusion is made for Kaspersky as well. Bitdefender Shield pretty much enabled. Okay, advanced threat, it's enabled. Let's look at online threat prevention, also enabled. Web attack, fraud protection, phishing sites, etc. Vulnerability scan, that is enabled. We're not really going to test it though. Okay, firewall. These are the rules that Bitdefender made itself, and these are the settings. Ransomware is to recover automatically, not much you can change, and any spam we're not going to check. Then obviously it's just privacy, utilities and things like that. Okay, not much to show anymore. Okay, so let's get the malware extracted, and then we can start this test. Okay, so now that we've got our samples extracted, let's quickly look at our sample count. Okay, so 2,961 on each side. The majority is applications, but it varies from ransomware to PUPs to Trojans and all that nice flavors. And then we obviously have a couple of office documents, HTML pages, fileless malware, and yeah, zip files. So we'll be testing all of them. Okay, so before we start, you guys can see just by looking at the virus total scores that the machines are clean. So no funny business, no jippering the system. Okay, so let's get Bitdefender's protection going. Okay, exploit should enable automatically. Okay, there we go. Okay. That's one nice thing about Kaspersky, is you have this shortcut. You can just do it and it's done. But Bitdefender, you have to individually switch off everything, which can be a bit of a pain. So maybe, hopefully as Bitdefender one day watching this video, just make it nicer for the end user, just to disable it from here. Okay, so as you guys can see, everything is enabled. Okay, enabled. Online threat prevention, enabled. ransomware. Kaspersky is enabled, so green and red, so I think that's good. Okay, so let's start with the first test. That is the website test. Let's minimize that, and then that can run. Okay, so we're testing the online threat protection from Kaspersky and Bitdefender. Kaspersky has a plugin. Bitdefender just scans the HTTP traffic, but it does have an anti-tracker plugin into the browser. So as you can see, both of them are blocking websites, which is always a good thing to see. Okay, so let's see who's going to be done with the test first. Seems it might be Bitdefender. Okay, so let's see what happens. We've got a block page there. I'm not sure what this page is doing. Okay, so a couple of blog pages from Kaspersky. This one is still trying to load. Blog page from Bitdefender. Okay, a couple of pages from Bitdefender as well. And then, Bitdefender, that is for the elderly, I think. To make sure that you do see that page. So which page do you guys think looks the best? I think Kaspersky looks better. I like the more dark theme. It's lighter on the eyes with the white background compared with Bitdefender, but it's informative, so they're both. But I do like the Kaspersky web page notification a little bit more, but it seems like they both did the same. Let's see if anything downloaded. I don't know, doesn't seem like anything downloaded. These are programs that I downloaded and use, so I would say it's a draw for them both. Nothing downloaded. They both allowed this one website to open, nothing else actually opened. So yeah, so that's really good results from them both. Okay, let's close that, close that. Okay, so now for the malware test. Bitdefender does the test quite faster than the Kaspersky machine. Kaspersky is a tad slower, or not a tad slow, it's actually quite a lot. So Bitdefender tends to run through the testing quite faster. Kaspersky is a bit on the slower side. So as you can see, I started Bitdefender last, but it's already starting to catch up. Okay, so as you can see, 015, 017, so Bitdefender already surpassed Kaspersky when it comes to the speed. And that's definitely what things that I've noticed with Kaspersky is a little bit slower to process threats than Bitdefender. Okay, so there's our first PUP. Can't use that file. Can't use that file. And as you can see, we'll see now. Just want to see what's in these zips. That's a URL. Let's see what happens. Okay, this is a PowerShell. Let's run this one. Okay, so Kaspersky will go green and red as it's processing the threads. Let's see if anything is. Whoop. There it goes. We're back. Okay. Okay, so we have this one that seems to be a fairly new malware, or might be a false positive because the scoring is really low. So let's see. Bitdefender is running the same one. Silence. Yeah, this might be a false positive, or 99% of the vendors aren't aware of this malware, which I highly doubt. So it could be new, or it could just be a false positive because it is machine learning. So it could be a false positive. Let's download that document. That looks totally legit. Okay, so if USC is going to become a problem, I'm just going to disable it. Okay, so Kaspersky did block that download, so that's good. What's this? This looks like a game or something. Okay, cool. So that's running. I'm not sure which one it is. Okay, this PowerShell doesn't look like it's doing anything. Okay, so Bitdefender only has that one. Kaspersky has them as well, and then we've got this one for Kaspersky that's currently running. It could be this one. Let's close it. See if it goes away. Nope, it was that one. Okay, so we still have this one running. Yeah, so it seems like it might have just been the Opera installer. So, okay. So for now, it just seems like Kaspersky's running this malware. Let's maybe see what it is. I think you guys want to see what it is. I want to see what it is. Close that. Install that PowerShell. Okay, so as you guys can see, not really super interesting. Not really much happening. Okay, so blocking all these malicious office documents, so that's good. I just want to see what this malware is, or what it is on VirusTotal. So as you can see, Bitdefender is already on 0.9, Kaspersky is only still on 0.4. Okay, here we've got an ISO image. Okay, so as you guys can see, also a lot more happening on the Kaspersky machine. That's also what I've noticed in my tests, that Kaspersky tends to allow more things to open and then blocks it, where Bitdefender from the get-go does only allow a couple of things. As you can see, access denied, and not really much is opening. We don't really have that much running now in the Explorer, but with Kaspersky it's more interactive, and I want to do the upgrade now. Okay, so let's see what this is. Okay, so obviously Opera is now default browser. That's awesome. Okay, so 46 vendors is aware of this. Come on, Opera. Okay, so it's a Trojan. AVG, Bitdefender is aware of it. ESET, Panda. Exitium. So yeah, a couple of people are aware of it. Did we see Kaspersky? No. So Kaspersky is obviously not aware of this. They should be at the bottom. Yeah, okay, cool. So it's undetected by them, so that's why it's running. Okay guys, so yeah, I'm not gonna bore you guys with, there's not much happening. So that malware is still in memory. So yeah, if anything weird's happen, I'll let you guys know. But as you guys can see, I'm just attending to the malware, extracting it, opening it, allowing it to install, and yeah, I'll let you guys know once the test is done. Okay guys, I just want to point out that I have a weird issue with the Bitdefender VM. It got to a point where it was doing really well, almost no malware in the memory. I allowed the other malware to execute, then it got like super slow. Then the Explorer did restart, and then a couple of weird pop-ups and flashes and whatnot, and yeah, and now I'm battling with this VM. I'm really struggling to log back into it. You guys saw that error message, so I'm not sure what is happening. It's not looking good. But the Kaspersky is almost done with the test, which is odd because it tends to be slower than Bitdefender, but it definitely started to surpass Bitdefender in where we are with the test. But yeah, Kaspersky does have a couple of threads running, but not that super hectic. And then yeah, so as you guys can see now on the Bitdefender machine, we have this. So I'm really not in the mood to restart this VM, but yeah, it's not looking good for Bitdefender unfortunately, because even if I switch to advanced or basic view, yeah, the VM, it's just not looking good now. Keeps on kicking me out, and it does this, and then eventually it stays on the black screen, but then nothing happens. So yeah, so I just thought I'll show this to you guys. Hopefully it can recover. If not, then I'll be forced to do a force restart. Howdy everyone. So yeah, so the test finally concluded. I waited for Bitdefender to finalize the test. I also had to pause the VMs for a little bit. So it seems like the Bitdefender VM is frozen again. As you can see, when I move my mouse marker to the right, it disappears. So the VM is completely frozen. But we'll look at Kaspersky's results. Okay, so it seems like we only have this one running. Let's see what the total score is. But yeah, so the Bitdefender VM is still frozen. I'm just gonna force reboot it. Okay, so let's see what the virus total score is. Okay, it's this one. Okay, so it's a Trojan. Let's see, Avast, AVG, malware bytes. Okay, so Bitdefender is aware of this one. It doesn't seem like Kaspersky is still aware of this one. Okay, I'm just going to quickly go through it. Okay, so I'm going to close this. Okay, let's look at our startup items. Okay, seems good. Doesn't seem like we have any weird startup items, so that's nice to see. So it's just still this malware that's running. Bitdefender is still frozen. Okay, doesn't seem like there's any damage. Okay, that's good to see. Obviously a couple of malware did download in the test, so this is all of them. Okay, so it doesn't seem like there's any real damage. What I'm going to do is, before I start the scan with Kaspersky, I'm going to force reboot Bitdefender. Once it's up and running, we'll look at the malware that's maybe running, startup items, so that we can compare them before we do the full scans. Okay, so let's have a look at the results. Okay, it doesn't seem like Process Explorer is going to give us the score, so let's just quickly manually check it. That's obviously a new program that installed, so I'm not sure about that one. There's the iTop screen recorder from IOBit, so it could be used to record your screen, send back the footage, so it could be used for malicious activity. App data roaming, yeah, that doesn't look legit as well. Then we've got this old looking Firefox, common files fairly update, yeah, so this might be suspicious as well. Then these two, app data roaming, that one as well, so I think there's definitely malware running on this machine. Yeah, so there's that one, screen recorder. This definitely must be malware. A lot of Oprahs. Okay, let's look at startup items. Okay, so we have this startup item, iTop obviously, 2.nets. Then we've got this one still active. That's the one that's running now in memory as well. Where did it go? Okay, never mind. Then we've got this one. So yeah, so we definitely got startup items. It could be because we were forced rebooting the machine. Maybe Bitdefender didn't remove it, but yeah, I would say it should have still removed it. Okay, so we've got a couple of startup items. Okay, so now I'm going to reboot them. I'm going to do the advanced disinfection for Kaspersky, so you guys can see that. Threat detected, app data local temp. Yeah, see, there it finally detected the MNO like whatever look.exe. Okay, so I'm going to reboot the Bitdefender machine, then I'm going to do the full scan. Kaspersky, I'll do the advanced disinfection and then I'll do a full scan for that one as well, because I know you guys are going to ask for it. And yeah, so once the advanced disinfection and the full scans are done for them both, we'll look at the results. Okay guys, and we're back. Apologies for the delay. I had to pause the test bit for some environmental issues. We had a couple of power problems on the Kaspersky, so we'll quickly see what is running. Just gonna quickly go through it. Not much, seems to be clean. Look at our startup items. Still no startup items, that's good. Full scan is finished. All objects I did process. I think it's only this one that we can't resolve. So if we say resolve, I think there's only a skip button. Can't seem to get rid of this exe. While we wait for that, we'll have a look at the Bitdefender machine. Just gives us all these device attached error messages. There is that core, so as you guys can see, can only skip it, we can't delete it, so I'm just going to skip it again. Okay, let's just take it off, let's add it, maybe it will fix it now. Startup items, it doesn't load. Let's close it. But yeah, as you guys can see, the Bitdefender machine is definitely buggy. But yeah, this one still doesn't look right. Could be a legitimate program, I'm not sure. Still we have the weird update. And as you can see, there's also a bit of a graphics glitch. Okay, and we still can't see startup items, so that's pretty odd. Still only seems to be one user on the machine. So yeah, okay, cool. So that's pretty odd. As you guys can see, one password protected item, it resolved all 113 threads. So that's good. It wants to restart to do the rest of the malware. This one we can't resolve, as you guys can see. Okay, so we're gonna restart this machine. I'm gonna hit Bitdefender to restart. I'm gonna restart Kaspersky, and then we'll start the third-party opinion scans. Okie dokie, so let's wrap this test up. Let's have a look at the results. Okay, so there's a couple of malware that didn't delete on the malware test folder, so I'm not too worried about them. Then we've got one in local temp. Still more malware on the desktop. Then we've got one in temp again. Just still malware on the desktop. Okay, so it only seems like the two malware in the temp file, so that's not bad at all. Here we've only got one app data roaming, that's the IOBit screen recorder, so that's the file that's suspicious, and this one might seem to be missing. We'll close that. Come out a quick scan, found no issues. The UAC is disabled on this one, and that wasn't me, that's definitely due to malware activity. Okay, so here we've got a couple of stuff. Okay, so this is app data, local temp, then obviously the malware that was in the downloads folder, and that's about it. Okay, cool. Doesn't seem like it's that bad. We only have one in app data local according to MSciSoft. Temp file as well. Malwarebytes is a bit of a different story. So okay, so on Kaspersky we've got app data local Microsoft Vision a folder, and then app data local temp, that same one. I'll close that one. With Malwarebytes on the Bitdefender, it seems like it's all these files on the program data, because like everything here is under program data with this DLL host folder. So it seems to be the same stuff, and then we've got program data system files bin, also malware. It says it's a riskware. So you'll see that the majority of the stuff is from these files. So it could be something that installed, or I'm not sure, that Malwarebytes is not liking. But Malwarebytes is not one to judge because it can't even protect itself. Sorry, Malwarebytes. I had to make the joke. Okay, cool. Program data. So yeah, as you can see, then obviously we've got registry keys for logon. I did notice when the machine rebooted or started up for the third-party opinion scans, there was definitely a command prompt that popped up. So there's definitely something in startup. So these are registry keys. So yeah, so this is a POP. That's a task. So there's definitely Trojans. Okay, cool. So a little bit worse for Bitdefender than versus Kaspersky. Let's quickly look at our folders. While we wait, let's get Process Explorer open. Okay, downloads. Okay, so during that malware test, obviously Kaspersky allowed a lot of the malicious PDF or Word documents where you can download files. So that definitely allowed it to happen. Bitdefender only this remittance one, HTML. Our desktop seems to be locked. I don't know why. Okay, let's just do it by the taskbar. Now, so as you guys can see, the there we go. Might have just been a little bit slow. So downloads, pictures. Yeah, so everything seems good. think I actually forgot to show Bitdefenders. Now see it. Okay. Anywho, okay, pictures seems good. Documents seems good. We only have this weird shortcut here. Thanks malware, we know the scan is done. It's like Internet Explorer, the slow one. Okay, so programs that installed. It's this Warsaw. Okay, that definitely installed. For Bitdefender, same one. So only that one program that installed. Then we do have the shortcut. I'm not sure if it's working. Let's see what happens if we open it. Yeah, okay, cool. But there's definitely something wrong with the Kaspersky machine as well. Not everything is clickable on the desktop. So as you can see there, I can't double click on Process Explorer, but I can on Kill Switch. I neither can on these three folders at the top. So it's everything on the left side of the screen. I'm not sure if there's a hidden window or something, but as you guys can see, I can't click on everything on the left, but I can click on the right. So that's pretty odd, and I can use the taskbar. So that's pretty interesting. So we'll just open Process Explorer this way. Okay, while we wait for Kaspersky, we still have this device attached system is not functioning, so there's definitely something weird also for Bitdefender. So we'll just have to spot it manually, see if we can. So I think that's that word, yeah, that Warsaw program that's running. Not sure what it is though. And then we still have those two. Okay, Kaspersky. Okay, also the Warsaw. And yeah, I think that's that. Oh yeah, let's quickly check for startup items, and I think then that will be the last one to check. Hopefully Bitdefender startup item works this time. Maybe if we just leave it, it will start to populate. Kaspersky, yeah, cool. No startup items. Okay, so Bitdefender is not showing startup items. Okay guys, yeah, so I think this is the end of this test. Quite interesting results. This test clearly demonstrated the latest malware samples gave these two products a bit of a hard time than what we used to. Normally these two just brush off the malware, and then overall they give us good results, but I must say this time it was a different story. Kaspersky was unable to delete one of the samples, and then also there seems to be something weird with the desktop. As you guys can see, I still can't. I can drag on the right hand side, but I can't drag on the left, but I can still select the icon. So there's definitely something weird with Explorer. Most probably if I just restart Explorer, it should solve it. Let's actually see. I'm actually interested now to see if that will actually help. But yeah, so it's definitely also weird things with the VMs. Bitdefender definitely had a hard time. Kaspersky, yeah, I still can't click. As you guys can see, I'm trying to click there, but I can't click them. I can only click on the right hand side, so that's very odd. It's like there's something like a hidden window or something over the icons. I can't click them, but in any case, so yeah, so definitely weird issues, some small weird issues with the Kaspersky VM, but it's definitely still red. It's still complaining about things, and it's doing a background scan. But yeah, definitely a harder test for them both. But I think Kaspersky did better than Bitdefender in this one. Bitdefender at one point I really thought it was gonna completely crash, as you guys saw, but it did manage to clear some of the error messages, and that did allow me to get back to the desktop. But yeah, so some mixed results from them both. I think Kaspersky maybe overall gave a little bit better results. There seems to be more weird bugginess with the Bitdefender machine. versus the Kaspersky machine. And then obviously we do have some a little bit more malware according to Malwarebytes, but that could just be one program and then it just detects everything in that folder. But still very close results from them both. It's hard for me to actually choose a winner because they both got their little drawbacks, but I would say Kaspersky did a little bit better for me in this test. But yeah, clearly more of a challenge. I think the latest malware samples are really difficult to stop and detect, and it showed this for me in these tests. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this test. It was quite interesting. It was a bit of a long test, small interruption with power, but yeah, Bitdefender took quite some time to recover. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll be working on some other tests, but yeah, for now, hope you guys watch this video, enjoy it, like and share it if you guys want, and hit me up in the comments if you guys want more tests. But yeah, I do have quite a long list of tests I still need to do, so yeah, it might take me some time to get to your test, but you'll definitely see it. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next test.